Hey everyone, it's Anna. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for visiting. I just shared a video where I opened a happy mail from Nadia, and she had sent me a package of chalkboard clips, and they're little 2-inch round clips that look like this. They're just little round wood circles on a clothespin, and so she sent me some of those. So I thought, since I have a few minutes, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to turn these into some happy snowman clips. So I'm going to use my Just For You stamp set, and I'm going to use the snowman here from the set. This is from SweetMissDaisy Designs on Etsy, and this one is out of stock currently, but it should be back in stock in just a couple days. They are currently on their way to me right now. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these little wooden discs that Nadia sent to me, and I'm going to use these Arctic's acrylic markers that Nancy sent to me recently, and I'm going to color the wood so it's not black any longer. And I'm going to turn this into kind of a winter sky, and then I'll be able to add my snowman to it, and he'll be so cute in a winter sky. So I'm going to use that turquoise. I'm going to use a little bit of this dark purple blue. And these are acrylic paint, so they work great for projects like this. I'm going to use this one. They don't have color names on them, so I can't tell you what colors I'm using, but this one I think is the darkest blue in my set. It's almost a purple. There. And I'm going to blend these a little bit more with another blue. All right. So now I think that looks pretty good, and I'm going to cover this bottom portion. I should make sure that that's colored just in case my snow doesn't go that high. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to set that aside to dry, and I'm going to grab one of my little snowmen. I stamped it on some 120-pound cardstock. I'm going to finish coloring it. I've added just a little bit of light blue under his nose and around this left side. So I used basically this BG000 marker and added just a little bit of blue around the edge, under the heart, and under his nose. And now I'll take a red marker and color the heart. What is this? And red tends to bleed out a little bit, so you want to be pretty careful with the red and stay just inside your stamped line, and then you don't have to worry about it bleeding outside the edge of your line. So that looks pretty cute. And then I think I'll take a slightly darker red and add just a little bit to one side, just to give it a little definition. And then I'll use an orange marker for the nose, just like that. And I think he needs a little peachy cheek. So there's that. And I think he looks pretty cute. So I'm going to, this is a piece of watercolor paper that I've added a little bit of the blue marker to, just to give this a little bit of definition. And I had to color both sides of this because the marker that I used on it had brown on it, and then I tried a different marker and it had yellow on it. Yellow on it, so I didn't want brown and yellow in my snow. So I flipped it over and colored it again. So what I'm going to do is, what I've done is I've actually cut this to the edge of the wooden disc. So I basically laid a piece of watercolor paper down on my table, laid the wooden disc down, traced around the edge of it, and then I had that line then to cut around it with a pair of scissors. And then I just cut a little snowbank for the top edge. So what I'm going to do is glue my little snowbank to my snowman. just really simply by putting some glue right across the bottom of there, and then taking this and placing it where I want it on for my snowman's position. So that'll be cute. And then just adhering those two together. I think it slipped a little bit when I set it down. Yeah, it's okay. Wanted to make sure my glue wasn't squeezing out the top side. All right, so there's that. That's cute. And sorry about all the ink and stuff on my fingers. Paint, ink, glue, dirt from the garden. You've got it. All right, so now I've set my little painted disc here aside, and it's dry now. And now I can go ahead and just put some glue on the back of this. And I want to keep a pretty safe margin around the outside edge there so that the glue doesn't squish out around my snowman. And then I can just take him and set him right down here. Whoa, like a little drunken sailor. And because I traced the edge of my circle, now the bottom there matches perfectly. And I have a couple pairs of these little pinch tweezers. So I'm going to put those on here, and that'll help the snowman adhere really nicely to the wood disc. Oops, he slipped. So I just put those little pinch tweezers on there and then set him aside to dry. That's already pretty cute, isn't it? So I'll set him aside to dry, and I'll be right back with you with the next step. All right, so I think my snowman is dry now. I can take the clips off. Now I'm going to take, since he doesn't have arms, I'm just going to paint them on. I'm going to use the paint markers again. And I'm going to use a couple different shades of brown to get him some arms. And I'm just going to eyeball where I think his arms would be. And you could stamp the image on here before gluing him on here if you wanted to have your arms just be stamped on, but I just thought I would just paint them on. All right, so there's a good start. Now I'm going to take the slightly lighter color brown. Just add some more little highlights here. And then I might even use the black to add just a little bit of black as well, just so they stand out a little bit more from the background. And I'll probably have to go over these a couple times just because it's such a fine line with the browns. So let me try this medium brown again and draw. There we go. That's really cute. And then I can also take a white pen and this is a white Posca pen, and I can add some snowflakes. Let's see. There we go. That is so cute. So now I have a fun little snowman clip that I can use to add to a little package topper. I have another one. He doesn't have arms yet or cheeks. Better get him some cheeks at least. That's cute. And look, I have yet a third. He also needs some snow. Very good. Very good. So there you go. Fun little activity to do with these types of little treat toppers. So, and you could do any shape. I know that they make these in other shapes as well. Very, very cute. You could also just die cut some circles on heavyweight cardstock or watercolored cardstock and adhere them together so it's nice and sturdy. And you could use that and adhere it then to a clothespin. That'd make a really cute topper as well. So Nadia, thank you so much for the fun little goodies. These were real fun to make today. And hope you guys enjoyed and are inspired. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.